An exoplanet, simply put, is a planet outside of our solar system. This illustration, not by me, is of 55 Cancri E. It's a super-Earth with a hot molten crust. This exoplanet is called Kepler 16b and has 2 suns, like Luke's home planet of Tatooine from Star Wars. It's a cold gas giant, but the sunsets are beautiful. This exoplanet here is a rendition of TRAPPIST-1F, which is only 39 light years away, and is tidally locked, meaning that it gets really hot on one side from the sun and gets icy and cold on the other side. And you've probably seen headlines such as this, which talk about new discoveries of exoplanets. And in this rendition here, you see something that is very specific, an Earth-like planet with 2 moons. And what happens here is that they're using these exoplanets to give us a sense of hope and excitement. This is called the Exoplanet Travel Bureau, produced by NASA, and features humans on exoplanets themselves. It's meant to excite us and give us a sense of like what could be possible. And I think what we're missing here is a sense of childlike imagination, where we kind of go, ooh, and ah, and wonder about what's out there in space. But the question I'm kind of thinking about these days is, what do scientists really see? So this image here is one that is taken from the James Webb Space Telescope, and it looks, kind of like a blue smudge. And it's of an exoplanet that's 385 light years away, a super Jupiter, about 9 times the mass of Earth. Scientists are super excited by these smudges, but to us, it looks kind of like a picture someone took on an iPhone while they're drunk of a car headlight. And it's just not that exciting. And this is where artists come in. But consider this as well, that most exoplanets are found through indirect observation techniques, such as the transit method. And what happens here is that the planet that you see going around the sun, scientists are not actually observing that, but instead they're observing the data of light fluctuations as that exoplanet goes around that sun. Scientists have found about 5,000 exoplanets plus in the last 3 decades. That's a huge number, right? The first one was in 1995. Most of them have been discovered in the last 10 years. And so what we have here are things like this graph here on the left. And how do we get from that to this beautiful image on the right? And that's where artists like myself come in. So the way it works with the art science collaboration is that I work with the SETI Institute as an artist, and I get data from them, and I then go ahead and make visualizations based on the data that they give me. I do the best I can. And this is a VR experience of an exoplanet map. So the threshold for inclusion is interesting because it doesn't have to be, as long as the image doesn't contradict the data, then you're all good. So this planet here, once again, not by me, is not actually red, does not actually have the rings, does not actually have the moons. And so the question is, how do you get from the smudge, and what do you do with this smudge when the data doesn't really line up? And so what I think we need to do is just embrace the excitement behind this. A side story. In 1877, Giovanni Schiaparelli, an Italian astronomer, observed the surface of Mars and noticed all these like fissures and lines and produced this erroneous map of the Martian landscape. And it was due to faults in the telescope of resolution. This was later picked up by Percival Lowell, an American businessman who theorized that these were Martian canals and they belonged to some sort of Martian civilization. Completely erroneous and crazy, and got people super excited, including H.G. Wells, who made The War of the Worlds, wrote that novel about Martian civilizations coming in and conquering the world and getting really, causing a lot of problems. And this is where science folds back on itself. As a teenager, Robert Goddard, the scientist, was inspired by H.G. Wells' work and made the first liquid fuel rocket. And this is where scientists, I think, need artists, because we're the ones who make their discoveries come to life. And we need scientists a little bit, because we're the storytellers, but we also have the creative energy that make these discoveries happen. And we're working towards the same thing, which is to look at exoplanets and look at the possibility for discovery and curiosity. And it's more like Star Trek, curiosity and exploration, rather than conquest, colonization, and profit.
Hey there, thanks for watching. I'm Brady.
And I'm Firein, and we're the people behind Ignite Talks HQ.
The speaker you just watched was in a race against time.
Every Ignite Talk is 20 slides, and the slides change every 15 seconds, whether you're ready or not, so you gotta keep up.
It's out of control. Could you do this?
We think so. Follow us in the usual places to learn more about how you could give a talk.
And don't forget to subscribe for more speedy talks.